welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
The address is 1265 Lombardi Avenue, better known as Lambeau Field, Green Bay, Wisconsin. Tonight, a good one, straight ahead. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Green Bay Packers. Mike Tirico along with Greg Olsen. That's Brandon McManus to get this one underway. Off we go on Sunday Night Football. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. So the Ravens will come out. They are led by the man who's won the MVP twice and was the runner-up a season ago. Hard to believe it is year 8 for Lamar Jackson as the Ravens quarterback.
And we all know how talented this guy is, Mike, right? From the physical sense, that's obvious. But what really separates him, and it really came through when we had a chance to talk to him this week, is really his ability to operate from the neck up. His processing speed, his decision-making. It seems like he's always one step ahead of the defense. And when he's on, he's proven to be really hard to beat.
And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. And as for much more, 22 yards on the first play of the drive.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
He's got his tight end, Mark Andrews. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Jackson to his big target, Andrews, for the Baltimore first down. Ravens. Now the first carry for King Henry. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down. Going to go right back to Henry. Good running there. He's got the first down inside the 30.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen. And not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2. But it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor. And when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference for the offense.
That's caught. Derrick Henry.
Sometimes it's easy for a defense to lose track of a running back, especially when he leaks out from the backfield, but not the case here. They kept eyes on him the whole time. Comes in, makes a sure tackle, and drops him for a loss.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. The shotgun, here's Jackson. And they get to him and finally bring him down. It will go down as a sack. Now it looks like we have an injured Packer player on the field. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. 7th play of this opening drive. And here's 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. That is brought in at the 10. And he's going to be taken down. They've got it. It'll be 1st and goal after a pickup of 21.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
And he'll lose yardage here. The defense standing strong in the red zone. They drop him back at the 10.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits. What do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal?
Again, it'll be Henry. And he'll get into the end zone. Derrick Henry. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Touchdown, Ravens.
A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Tyler Luke now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Ravens will take a 7-0 lead.
Packers nothing.
Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. A couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line. So the Packers come out, and they are led by Jordan Love, who followed Aaron Rodgers after playing apprentice for a couple of seasons. And now for Love, it is his 3rd season as the Green Bay starter.
You know, Mike, it's kind of become cliche. You know, these guys come onto the field and we say, hey, you got to defend every blade of grass. They can make every throw, but that's exactly the case anytime this guy's lined up behind center. And the amount of stress that it puts on your pass defense, on your secondary to know, I got to defend sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone, no matter where that ball is snapped. That's a tall task, and they're going to have to mix up coverages and be really sound on the back end, or this guy can really kill you.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd down and 9. In motion, it's Golden. Off the play fake. Here's Love. This one complete. Right side, it's Watson. A pickup of 21 on that connection. 1st down, Packers.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
And that's a nice grab for his first catch of the game, Mike. And he's someone that the play caller has told us he wants to get him early touches, get him a feel for the game. Nice job there making that happen.
He's got the rookie out of Texas, Matthew Golden. That's 13 more on that play. And quickly, another 1st down.
We spent so much time talking about these receivers. How fast do they run, Mike? How high do they jump? But so often, the guys that have the most success in the NFL, it's the mental part of the game. It allows them to create separation, find soft spots in the defense, attack defenders. It's exactly what he's able to do here, and really nice connection.
And we'll move this ahead for about 4 yards. Roquan Smith there to bring him down. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 6. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. This one is caught by Reed. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
They'll go with the sneak. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
I know it's early in this game, but in my mind, that's 4-down territory. And certainly now the coach doesn't have to make that decision. He keeps it on the ground on 3rd and short, gets a fresh set of downs, and now they got to see if they can come away with some points.
from the gun. Here comes Jacobs. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
These are the impact plays that this linebacker is capable of, Mike. Not only dissecting and determining where the ball was going, but then to shoot through the line of scrimmage and make this tackle for a loss. That's a big-time play by a really good player.
He takes off.
And these are body blows on any defense. This quarterback has the ability to make guys miss and do a lot of damage in the run game. And that's a nice pickup there.
Third down, they need 5. From the gun, it's Love. He's got a man. That's Watson. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up first downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there with that third down conversion, continue to possess the ball. These opportunities to come away with points continue to go up.
And they continue to churn out first downs. What a drive. It continues now with 1st and goal. Now after that last play, we have an injured Raven. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. This opening drive, it has been a work of art. Now, can they put the finishing touches on? It's 1st and goal. Here's Jacobs. And he'll lose yardage here. The defense standing strong in the red zone. They drop him back at the 10.
What you see there is really the key to a good free safety blitz. Time the snap so that the offense cannot determine that you're rushing. It's exactly what happened here. He's able to bring the ball carrier down for a loss.
A 2nd down throw for Love. He's got it at the 3. Now it looks like we have an injured Packer player on the field. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Half yard, that's all they need on this 3rd and goal. It's the quarterback with the sneak, and he's able to get the ball across the goal line. He's in. Jordan Love, touchdown, Packers.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down to score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score in the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come away with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Extra point by McManus, up and good. And the Packers come right back to tie it at 7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. On the return, it's Keaton Mitchell. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense ready now for their 2nd drive. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with 1st down. In motion comes Andrews. On first down, they'll start the drive with Henry. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's second down.
Brings up second and 8.
Play action now. Jackson forced out wide. He's going to run it. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
They'll run it on first down with Henry. And he'll be forced out of bounds. Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pick up of 14 and a first down.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground. And tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Mix in the runs with the pass. And if they can continue to generate these big explosive runs, I don't think they need to go away from it.
Raven football, quarter number 2 begins. They'll come up first and 10 at the 40. As we are ready to get back underway. On first down, they'll stay on the ground with Henry. What a run, he brings it to the red zone. Taken down inside the 20-yard line. 22 yards, the pickup there. Good for a Raven first down.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick and he hit it. The next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
Hit as he threw, and the pass is incomplete. Trying to set up that screen, but the rush got there too quickly.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, just ends up being a wasted down.
Second down, Jackson. Now he'll run. And he'll take this down to the 2-yard line, but they are in business. First and goal coming up.
16 yards. And the Baltimore first down.
This is a part of the field where you have to account for the quarterback as a runner. Nothing's open downfield. Great job by your secondary, but then he makes a break for the goal line, and they're able to stop him just short, but not until after he sets his guys up first and goal.
That is caught side of the end zone. Zay Flowers. Touchdown, Ravens.
And it's just so hard to play defense down this close to your own goal line. Of course, you have to be prepared for any sort of goal line run, but then these play action passes down here are just so hard to account for everybody, and it's simply an easy pitch and catch and results in a touchdown.
Luke now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Ravens will move out to a 14-7 lead.
Packers 7.
Touchdown. Luke is back out to kick this one away. He'll take it at the 12. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. Packers offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line. 12 yards on the game. That's good for a quick first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
So 31 yards on this play. A second big one in a row and another first down.
This defense just gets punched in the mouth on that one, Mike, and it just seemed from up here that not everyone on defense was on the same page, and the offense was able to take advantage of it. The defense has to clean things up here in a hurry, because if they don't, they could be in for a long day.
And they'll manage to pick up about 4. That's John Jenkins, the big defensive tackle, swallowing him up. From the 20, here's 2nd down and 5. To throw is Love. To the left side, in the hands of Watson. And they'll whistle him down, but not before it picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
Here's Love. He'll keep this himself. He'll take this forward for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Down in the red zone, design quarterback runs are a handful for defenses to account for. But in this case, give them credit. Not a lot of room to maneuver here for the quarterback, and they keep it to a short game.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. Here's Love. And he can't get away. Down he goes, back to the 16.
That last sack is exactly why defensive coaches preach over and over. Just play the next down. Just continue to make them snap the ball again. You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive, and what once looked like a promising drive, following that sack, looks a little bit different now.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. In motion, Reed. From the gun, on 3rd down, it's Love. Oh, this pass was dialed in right now. They get him again.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Brandon McManus and the field goal unit come on. This will be a 41-yard attempt. McManus's kick is good. And the Packers are back within 4 at 14-10.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes the return from a yard or two deep. He'll get this up past the 20 That's where they'll set up shop. The Ravens offense and receiver Zay Flowers heading back onto the field. The lead sits at 4. So they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Jackson looking to throw. He'll step up and run.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Jackson. He'll take off again. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. You can't beat a running quarterback. Gain of 16 and a 1st down.
The defense is going to have to come up with a plan for this quarterback using his legs, Mike, or it's going to be a long day. They knew coming in he was a threat, but I'm not sure they thought he would be this effective this early.
A 1st down throw for Jackson. That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up 2nd down. He was trying to get that to Tez Walker. It's 2nd down. Now it's Jackson. This one complete downfield to Walker. And he will score. Tez Walker. Touchdown, Baltimore. On is Luke to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Ravens are out to a 21-10 lead. Touchdown. Luke is back out to kick this one away. Now, here comes a return from the 9. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Packers offense ready to get back at it. They'll look to make some inroads here. They're down 21-10 in this one as they come up on a 1st down. They'll start on the ground with Jacobs. Peeling forward for maybe a yard. Roquan Smith there to bring him down.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
I just don't love the look of this offense so far in this game, Mike. I mean, this first half, they've been flat, they've been lethargic. There hasn't been a lot of urgency, and we saw it again on this last play. Simple handoff, no gain, same story.
Now Love. The open man is Reed. He's got it. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's fourth down.
We see teams more and more throw the ball short of the sticks on third down, really for two reasons. One, they're confident that they can pick up the first down with yards after the catch. Two, teams' willingness to go for it on fourth down is at an all-time high.
He cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. Going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. Work to do on this drive. 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. And he'll manage to break a tackle, get this forward for a couple, and it's second down. 2 minutes to go here, till halftime. Back with more from Lambeau Field. After this, second down, they need 7. To throw is Jackson. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
And this is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. When you look out there and you have a mismatch, you have a linebacker or a safety on your running back, he's expected to win, and that's exactly what he did here.
And he's out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. Now it looks like we have an injured Packer player on the field. Halftime is looming, so the athletic training staff going to get a chance to look him over during the break. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. A give right up the middle to Henry. And they'll take this down inside the 35. That's a gain of 11. And they'll move the chains with another first down.
How would you like to be a defender and see a guy like this coming full steam ahead, trying to barrel down on you? I'll tell you what, I'm not sure if I'm cut out for that, and you can see why. His ability to play through contact is just a lot to handle.
Zay Flowers, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up second down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make third down manageable and take your chances picking up a key third down?
And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. Playing close quickly. And here comes third down. Now the Ravens use their first timeout as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense. And that's exactly what they've been able to do.
Here now, 3rd and 5. Back to throw, Jackson. This throw right is taken in by Flowers. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter.
Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their second, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in half number one.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Throwing Jackson. He keeps it up, and he will get into the end zone. Lamar Jackson. Touchdown, Ravens.
You know, we spent so much time talking about the heroics of a game-winning drive to end the fourth quarter in 2-minute mode. Now let's talk about a 2-minute mode, Mike, at the end of the first half. It might not be in walk-off fashion, but I'll tell you what, executing that here going into halftime changes this entire game.
Luke now for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Ravens add on one more as they extend their second quarter lead. Closing seconds of this first half, and this kickoff is away. From a yard deep, he's going to bring it out. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll get about 5 past the 30-yard line. So, halftime straight ahead. And we go down to Scott Hanson, who has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hanson with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to kickoff of this second half. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. This one taken at the 10. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Packers offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Love. Over the middle. That one caught by Watson. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. It's a gain of 10. That's enough for a quick first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. Roquan Smith there to bring him down.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
And he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 4, but now it's 3rd down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
This is one of those down and distances where the offense really could either run or pass, but give credit to the defense. They sold out to stop the run, and boy, were they right. They take them down for a loss.
Packers set to kick this one away. They'll be looking for something a little better than that first effort, which he shanked. A fair catch called for and made, but hold everything. There's a flag backed by the kicker. It may very well give him new life.
Automatic 1st down.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Here's Love. Here's a screen taken in by Jacobs. And it'll be taken down at the 25-yard line. Give him 13 on that screen play. And a 1st down.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
On 1st down, it's Love. Forced to his right.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
At the Ravens' 22-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 6. Off the play fake. Here's Love. Inside the 10, it is caught. And he's taken down, but they are in business. This sets up 1st and goal.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
Here's a run. Some room to run as he takes it down to the 2-yard line.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical gain here that they can continue to build off of.
That is caught back corner of the end zone. Matthew Golden. Touchdown, Green Bay. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand.
And before the try, remember, it is a touchdown. All scoring plays are reviewed, so replay will confirm this one before we do anything else. And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over. Remember, the call on the field is what they'll stick with unless they have clear, incontrovertible visual evidence to the contrary. In other words, it's got to be the truth.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board. McManus on for the point after. It's up and through. And the Packers are able to cut the deficit. It's now 28-17. Kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, it's Mitchell. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the top conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They'll run. It's Henry. He plunges forward for a couple of yards. Edger and Cooper, they're on the tackle.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
So, from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 7. They'll go again here with Henry. And this will be a short pickup to about the 30. Carrington Valentine there on the tackle.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. 3rd and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
3rd and short, Jackson. And he's got it to Flowers for the connection.
A gain of 6. That's good for a Baltimore 1st down. It's a gain
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback. Get into the hands of his receiver, and then see what he can do after the catch.
He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. Just his 1st catch. They have held him in check so far, but that one gives him a 1st down.
48-yard line.
A couple of 1st downs, and the football's out to the 48-yard line as they come up 1st and 10. Here's the give to Henry running right. And a pickup of 3 or maybe 4. Linebacker Isaiah McDuffie ends the play there. Now after that last play, we have an injured Raven. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 5. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
3rd and 5. From the gun, Jackson. He'll try to run for it. Now it looks like we have an injured Packer player on the field. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Here's Henry. And the strength on display, rambling through tackles for a gain of 8 yards.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
From the 33, here's 2nd and a yard. They're going to go right back to Henry. And he'll get past the marker. So he's got a 1st down on that gain of 5.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run game. 3rd and short, 4th and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
This is Henry. He'll get this ahead for about 3. Keyshawn Nixon there for the tackle.
Made at the 24-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 6. They'll try to throw here with Jackson. He's got it about the 8, and he'll take this one in. DeAndre Hopkins. Touchdown, Baltimore.
I can only imagine what went through his head as that play developed and he realized his guy was one-on-one with a safety. That's a complete mismatch on paper and even more so on the field. And once he sees it, he's going to attack it, and they come away with the touchdown.
On is Luke to add the extra point. It's up and good. And the Ravens will extend this 3rd quarter lead.
Packers 17.
After the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. This taken around the 11. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. Jordan Love and the rest of the Packer offense ready for their next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. In motion, Reed. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. Now after that last play, we have an injured Raven. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 9. That is Musgrave, the man in motion. On 2nd down, Love. Looking downfield, that's Musgrave, the tight end. A gain there of 23 yards. Good for a Green Bay 1st down.
That's good.
In order for this play to be successful against man coverage, Mike, 2 things need to happen. 1, the quarterback has to anticipate the break. He has to get that ball out on time. And then the rest is the receiver creating the separation at the top. And when both are accomplished, you can see what the results are.
That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very stout there. That's going to bring up 2nd down. Now it looks like we have an injured Packer player on the field. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun. It's Love. That complete to Jacobs. And he gets him 6 yards closer before going out of bounds. It's 3rd down coming up.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
From the gun, it's Love. He dives, and what a catch for the 1st down. A gain of 11 there, and a 1st down.
You just love to see this effort, especially on 3rd down. You understand, you want to keep this possession alive. You have to do everything in your power sometimes to bail out your quarterback, and it's exactly what he does here, and it brings up a fresh set of downs.
Love to throw it on 1st down. That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Christian Watson, the intended receiver. And that will lead to a 2nd down.
And this is where the timing of these passing games, you see guys, they call it routes on air, Mike. During the course of the week, there's no defense, nobody playing on coverage, but it's the timing. It's be on time, get your depth, be where the quarterback expects you to be, because then when the game starts, things get sped up just a little bit more for the quarterback. And in this case, it's a perfect example. He's open, he tries to lead his guy, just puts a little too much in front of him.
Call it a gain of 13. 1st down, Packers.
10 at the 15-yard line.
So both teams trade touchdowns in that frame as we get through the end of the 3rd quarter. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this. Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. Here's Love. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. And he's going to be out of bounds following a gain of about 5 on 1st down.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screenplay still in the back of their head.
That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
He's got to find a way to hold on to that one. I mean, you're right on the doorstep of the end zone. And listen, I understand that hit is coming. But guess what? That hit's coming whether you catch it or not. And you get paid to make the difficult catches. And I would classify that
to the goal line and in. Christian Watson. Touchdown, Packers. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
Now it's McManus for the point after. His kick is good. And the Packers are able to cut into the deficit. team's ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, it's Mitchell. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with first down. Work straight ahead with Henry. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive line had no chance to identify and pick him up, and he's able to bring him down for a loss.
They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
Third down.
Jackson looking to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
So the defense finds themselves in a tight spot. They have very little room for error at this point in the game, Mike, so they have to continue to get off the field, no more points, and that sack's going to go a long way towards doing it.
On fourth down, the Ravens call on Jordan Stout to punt. Jaden Reed goes back to return. Jordan Love, the rest of the Packer offense, ready for their next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Back to throw is Love. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
The drag route, we used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
The man in motion is Watson. Throwing on 2nd down, Love. Quick slant into the hands of Golden. And he's out of bounds, but not until he gets inside the 25-yard line. A big play and a much-needed one as well. 31 yards.
This hasn't been his best game by any means, but what I really like, Mike, is regardless of the score, regardless of the time of the game, he is out there battling. He's doing everything in his power to chip away and see if he can get his team back in this game here in the 4th quarter. They've got to find a way to capitalize in this drive. Continue to cut into that deficit. Every possession is critical. Take advantage when you have the ball. You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback, just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
A 2nd down throw for Love. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force 3rd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
At this stage of the game, things haven't been going your way, so one more mistake, it could just be too much to overcome. So a nice decision there, just throw it away out of bounds and give your team a fighting chance.
So here comes Brandon McManus in a pressure situation. This to get back to a one-possession game. And this one, right down the middle. It's good. And they are indeed back within one score.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for three, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
So the field goal makes it a one-score game here in the fourth quarter as they kick it away. Going to return this from the 10. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Ravens offense back onto the field for their next possession. The advantage is 8. We'll see if they can make this a 2-score game on this drive. First down and 10. On the ground, here's Henry. Has an opening, past the 40. Gets to the edge at the 30. And they're not going to run him down. He goes all the way. 72 yards. Touchdown, Baltimore. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Luke now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Ravens will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. Touchdown. Luke is back out to kick this one away. This will be returned from the 2. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Out comes the Green Bay offense now as they get set to take over again. They'll begin with 1st and 10. In motion, Reed. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. And somehow he's going to get a yard out of this. He fought through that first contact. It'll bring up 2nd down.
Gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
He'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. A pickup there of 19 yards. Good for a Green Bay first down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
He was trying to connect with Matthew Golden that time. And it'll lead to a second down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
To throw is Love. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Jaden Reed was the intended target. And it's going to be third down.
Well, we all know the running joke, right, Mike? If this guy could catch, he'd be playing offense. And, well, I think that's kind of a joke for the past. These defensive players are incredible these days. That's just too easy. You've got to secure that interception for your defense and get off the field.
A pickup of 12 yards. First down, Packers.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And he'll only manage a couple of yards before he's out of bounds.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
The man in motion is Watson. To throw is Love. That's caught right side. It's the tight end Musgrave. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. 20 yards on that pass play. Good for a Green Bay first down.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark, just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here.
That one taken in. Christian Watson, touchdown, Green Bay. He's got another one. His second touchdown of the evening. So they get the touchdown, and now it is a 9-point game. Greg, you can go for one and make it a one-possession game. Or some people think about going for two here. What would you do?
I think I'm going for two, Mike. Listen, the way you have to look at it is I need a two-point conversion at some point. But I want to know now, am I down truly 2 scores, or am I able to get it down to 7 and truly make it a 1 score? So I'm going for 2 now, and I want to know what the rest of this game looks like. How many possessions do I need?
So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. He fields it at the 8. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Now Lamar going to hang on to it. Ooh. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. That's good for 27 and a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
When this offense is really in gear, Mike, a lot of it is because of the ability of Lamar Jackson running the football. He is what makes this thing go. You can see why.
Here's the toss, right side to Henry. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Packers go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down.
First down, Ravens.
They'll run it with Henry. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
10 more yards.
That's timeout for Green Bay. It'll be their second. And they'll get a chance to catch their breath over on the sideline.
At the 19-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. On the handoff, it's Henry. And he shows off those strong legs running through one tackler. Give him a gain of 8. Packers going to use their final timeout now, and they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. Now first carry here for Keaton Mitchell. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. On the ground, they go with Ali. And this defense holding their ground. They'll stop him for no gain. 4th down, straight ahead.
In order to be successful as a run-heavy offense, Mike, it's so important that you remain really efficient on 1st and 2nd down. The last thing you want is to be in 3rd and pass, and it really throws off what you feel like your strengths are. So now you get down here in the red zone, it's got to be touchdowns. These long, sustained drives on the ground, you kick a field goal, that's a win for the defense.
And this one, right down the middle. It's good. That could be big. They now take a 2-score advantage. Back to it now after that made field goal. Here's Loop to kick this one away. Here we go on the return from the 1. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. Here's Christian Watson and the rest of the Packer offense heading back onto the field. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. They'll come up for 1st and 10. In motion, it's Golden. They'll drop to throw. Up to the left side and taken in by Golden. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
At the 33-yard line.
Love. This one complete. Right side, it's Watson.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
Here's first down. Now Love. Right back to Watson. Another grab. And he's out of bounds. Gain of 4. It'll bring up second down.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
The man in motion is Watson. He'll go underneath here. The running back out of the backfield. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. A gain there of 10 yards. First down, Packers.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Love. The outside. It's brought in by Golden. And he'll be written out of bounds after a gain of 6.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
They'll come up now for second down and 4. Here's Love to throw. Right back to Golden. He's got it again. And he'll get about 3 here on second down before he's out of bounds.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
That's deep for the back of the end zone. And that final throw here is intercepted. It's the safety, Kyle Hamilton.
And that should be the final dagger in this one. I mean, barring something dramatic happening here, Mike, I just don't think there's enough time or possessions left in this game to pull off any sort of comeback.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's first and 10. Down to a knee, here goes Jackson. And that should do it. So it is a win here for the visitors, the Ravens. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. That is the difference in this one. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olsen and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. Good night, Lambeau Field.